Hello everyone and welcome to Monica at Home. I'm Alexandra Mayers. Anyways, haven't done a Monica at Home broadcast in quite some time. I've done my porn news alerts, I've done a political news alert, but I haven't really touched on how I'm doing in quite some time. So I did want to let y'all know that I'm doing pretty good nowadays and just working on some various projects, mainly my music right now. And if you do want to follow my progression on that, make sure that you bookmark alexandramayersmusic.com. But if you do want to continue to learn about the adult entertainment industry and how it interlaces with mainstream entertainment, our politics, and just a lot of different facets of society, make sure that you check out the project that I'm working on with a friend of mine, Diana, on foxandfoster.com. So this is going to be a pretty brief Monica at Home webcast. Really, I just wanted to touch on a few things in regards to the lawsuit that I'm currently involved with. There's a blog that I wrote, which you could read for yourself on pornnewstoday.com, which is entitled, James Dean Fined $78,000, but telling the truth about porn results in more than double the debt via pedophile defense lawyer Mark Randazza. That's a brief blog that I'm going to read to you. And then after I read that blog, you actually might want to fast forward if you just don't feel like hearing about the truth about the adult entertainment industry. After I read this, I'm going to share my thoughts on this upcoming election and just my point of view and perspective in regards to that, because I think I have a different kind of thought process than most people, and this election in particular has caused me to just think about how it's going to affect a lot of the young girls in our society. So, if you want to fast forward and just hear me talk about that, feel free. But even before I read this blog, I do want to share with you just a couple paragraphs from an essay, which is by a man by the name of Luke Ford, who was another independent investigative blogger in regards to the pornographic industry. And, when I read these two paragraphs that I'm about to read to you, I thought to myself, gosh, if I had read these paragraphs years ago, I probably never would have spoken out against the porn industry because I would have known more so what I was in for. But then I thought about it again, and even if I had read these paragraphs years ago, maybe I still would have taken the same path that I have in life. I'm really not sure, but what I have realized as of late is that I don't have any regrets. And I'm also willing to take accountability for all of my actions, not just over the past few years, but throughout my life, because I have come to realize that a part of the reason that we do things in life is because we're meant to. It's the path that God puts us on. Now, I do believe that we do have free will, but, I believe that God makes us exactly who we are, and I think that as long as we have faith in Jesus Christ walking with us every step of the way, we're pretty much doing what we're meant to do. But anyway, let me go ahead and read this to you. And this pretty much breaks down why it's so hard for people who are whistleblowers in regards to the organized crime elements attached to the porn industry. Okay? It says, the major reason for the lack of reflection from within the industry about its product and its discontents is that it's against the pornographer's self-interest to grant any credibility to opposition to porn. Few persons with soul and options stay in jobs they despise. Therefore, persons in all sorts of well-paying jobs learn to believe in what they do. For not only do our beliefs shape our type of work, but our work shapes our beliefs. Lawyers, for example, appear to have inner peace doing things such as pleading innocent for a client who murdered that would keep many, if not most persons, awake at night. I thought that those two paragraphs were very profound. Over the past few days, porn attorney Michael Federosi's client, porn star, or should we say porn superstar, James Dean of Third Rock Entertainment, has been essentially crying woe is me due to cal-osha fining him around $78,000 for not abiding by the porn industry barrier protection legislation. In other words, for not utilizing condoms in the workplace. Yes, having to pay close to $78,000 for not obeying the law is a pretty hefty punishment. However, when you take into account all of the opportunities Dean's been granted over the years, all the positive publicity he's received, all the awards he's been nominated for and received, all the mainstream acceptance he's attained, and all the people who have turned a blind eye to his bad, unethical, and predatory behavior, that near $78,000 fine realistically balances the equation of everything the porn industry's built him to be. Here's the irony of it all, though. What much of the public fails to realize is that the fine of approximately $78,000 is less than half of the dollar amount that a woman by the name of Alexandra Mayers, yes, yours truly, is facing via a requested judgment by pedophile defense and porn industry attorney Mark Randazza of Randazza Legal Group. To summarize, Alexandra Mayers has spent approximately the past 7 years telling the cold hard truth about the porn industry via her various blogs such as monicafoster.blogspot.com, Monica at Home, and of course, pornnewstoday.com. In the political face of the porn industry, the Free Speech Coalition, an organization that Randazza Legal Group and Mark Randazza specifically is closely affiliated with, doesn't like what Mayers has been doing. Basically because much of her work negates the lies the porn industry routinely tells the mainstream media. So in an effort to not only sex traffic Alexandra Mayers back into the porn industry via debt bondage, but to attain possession of her websites as well, Randazza Legal Group has filed a frivolous and fraudulent lawsuit against Mayers, utilizing Mark Randazza's wife, Jennifer, as the plaintiff, seeking a judgment of $167,871. Isn't it ironic as to how the primary target of the 2011 Porn WikiLeaks event, a website that has committed the federal crime of posting the complete government-issued driver's license and social security card of an individual, Alexandra Mayers, aka Monica Foster, now is a target who's worth more than double the amount of today's porn industry's most celebrated, popular, and famous face, James Dean. James Dean physically put human beings' health and safety at risk in the workplace, yet he's being fined less than half of what Alexandra Mayers is frivolously and fraudulently sued in civil court for, a total of $167,871 for 3 tweets and 1 piece of artistic parody. $167,871 divided by 2 equals more than $78,000. Goes to show, telling the truth of the organized crime attached pornographic industry is worth far more than producing pornography itself. As of current, aside from porninthevalley.com, pornnewstoday.com is the only independently funded porn industry educational blog and news source that does not generate a profit. So that was something I wanted to read to all of you. And if you want to read that for yourself, just go to pornnewstoday.com and you can download that post and read it. Again, it's titled James Dean fined $78,000 but telling the truth about porn results in more than double the debt via pedophile defense lawyer Mark Randazza. Okay. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about tonight is the upcoming election and my thoughts about it, because I'm so sad to see the Obamas having to move on. I feel like, it's the end of a relationship, and, me and whoever I'm with has amicably decided to part ways, and I'm packing up my stuff and I'm moving out of the apartment. And even though it wasn't the best relationship, even though there were some disagreements here and there, I'm sad. I think to myself, what am I going to do from here? I'm going to miss seeing your face every day. There were so many good times. Oh, heartbreak, heartbreak, heartbreak. I guess I can't be too sad about my relationship with the Obamas. I got more than my fair share, really. Not just one term, but two. It was so many good times. But, it's coming to an end. And, the way that this election is coming along, I feel like I'm moving away from my long-term relationship, and now I'm thinking to myself, shit. I guess I got to go back to the world of online dating. But when I equate online dating to what's happening with the progression of this upcoming election, I can't compare it to eHarmony. I cannot compare it to Match.com. I can't even compare it to Plenty of Fish. This damn election, especially with Trump's takeover of it all, feels like looking through the Craigslist personals. It's raunchy, it's scary, it's dangerous, probably disease ridden, I don't know. I mean, God's going to have to step into this one, because what really frightens me about the most likely candidates who we're going to have to vote for, I mean, not all has been said and done yet, but the young girls, they don't have anything to look up to with these people. I mean, we got Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and maybe Ted Cruz, maybe. And again, you never know what could happen. Stranger things have happened. I'm actually hoping that maybe for some reason the election will be called off. There's only a few things that could come into play for that to happen. But maybe my long-term relationship won't leave me. Maybe God will intervene. Maybe for some reason my relationship will not want to move out of the apartment. Martial law could always happen, but it's unlikely. But I'm looking at this really in regards to who the young girls will have to look up to as role models in the White House. And it's not a lot to pick from. I mean, you got Hillary Clinton. Ideally, I want to like her, but let's face the facts. I'd have more respect for her if she had just gone ahead and divorced Bill a long time ago. She should have kicked that asshole to the curb, because every chance he gets, it seems, he tries to publicly humiliate her. Jennifer Flowers, Monica Lewinsky, taking pictures with some of Dennis Hoff from the Legal Brothels girls, taking pictures with porn stars in Monte Carlo. You know, I mean, I feel like the day, you know, if Hillary wins the election, I feel like the damn day that she's sworn into office, I'd be scared to death that all of a sudden there's a blast from the past. One of Mark Spiegler's porn stars who has just disappeared, Brooklyn Lee, is going to come out from the woodwork and be like, oh, I got a sex tape. You know, I hope not, but I think it could happen. And I don't especially want to have 4 years of nonstop sex scandals that all revolve around old man nasty Bill Clinton. Now, you know, I feel like Hillary is essentially a psychologically abused woman who is trying to rationalize staying with Bill as being, you know, hey, I'm doing this for me. You know, why should I kick him to the curb? It's all about me. Taking back my personal power. Forgiveness? No, Hillary, no. Should have divorced him. Being that you didn't and you stayed with a man who's just going to keep messing around on you. That's not really sending a good message to the young girls in our society. Not at all. Not in my opinion, at least. I think it's nasty. So, you know, that's how I feel about that. So, you know, I mean, next up we have Donald Trump and, you know, let's call it what it is, his mail order bride, Melania. I don't want to knock Melania too much personally, but, you know, she could have done better in life. Pretty girl, you know, why would you, like, really, is Trump so rich that you thought to yourself, yeah, I'm going to get mine, I'm going to marry this old man, let him knock me up, and go from there? You know, he's trying to pass her off as this successful mainstream model. I don't remember ever seeing her in a Victoria's Secret fashion show. You know, she was not a Christy Brinkley, an Elle Macpherson, or a Cindy Crawford, or a Claudia Schiffer, or a Naomi Campbell. I don't remember her name anywhere. She has, of course, the physique for being a supermodel. You know, I'm not sure about the face, but you know, Donald Trump, don't try to tell me that your mail order bride was a supermodel, and don't try to trick me by associating her via Trump model management in your little legends division. Don't try to trick me into her being a legend when she wasn't. I don't like that. And, you know, as far as the message that she's sending to the young girls, she's basically saying, hey, if you're hot, be a gold digger. Why not? You know, allow yourself to be essentially sex trafficked. Don't worry about a job. Just do a nude photo shoot on your old nasty boyfriend's plane, and then keep your mouth shut when he's complaining later when people post your nude photos that most likely he took on the internet. No. You can't. I can't look at Trump for the next few years. I just can't do it, and I'm scared to death who he would name as his running mate. He scares me. Then you got, you know, the possibility of Ted Cruz. I don't especially want to look at him either, because to me his face reminds me of the Penguin from Batman. And there's a lot about him that I question. Would I call him lying Ted Cruz? No, he hasn't lied any more so than the other candidates, in my opinion. But I'm a little concerned about these recent revelations in regards to his wife having a mental breakdown. But hey, sometimes we all have a breakdown, so I don't look at that as such a big thing. But hopefully nothing too bad will come out about that, because I don't especially want a first lady in the White House who maybe should be wearing a straitjacket, or who is lying to herself about being happy in her marriage. But then again, I got to go back to my lost, well, my soon-to-be lost loves, the Obamas. You know, for me, they kind of were a dream come true. They kind of were a bit of a fairy tale. You know, when you think about it, they actually do kind of like real-life versions of that Disney movie, The Frog Princess. It's wonderful. I'm just glad that I, got to be a young woman while he was in office, and I can always look back upon these good times with fond memories. Kind of like how I look at or look back at quite a few instances in my life nowadays. I really like being 37 years old a lot, because especially this year, though there's been some trying times and some turmoil, I just really have learned to love myself. And I do have to thank specifically Jesus Christ for helping me with that. Really, I have to thank God for sending Jesus Christ into my life and helping me with that. I'm far from perfect, and I really don't want to impose my beliefs too much upon some of you out there. I think some of you out there do need it, honestly, because I know a lot of you out there did grow up with Christianity, and maybe you forgot about it along the way, but Jesus Christ is always there for you whenever you're ready to go back. He's right there, just letting y'all know. But being 37, it's kind of cool. Sometimes I think to myself, getting old. But with age does come experience, and with age does also come acceptance of yourself and acknowledgement of your faults, but also your pluses, the good things about yourself as well. And, well, I'm not going to go on and on. Really, that's about it for today. But thanks for joining me with this particular Monica at Home. I'll keep you all posted in regards to the civil lawsuit that I'm involved with right now. And regardless of the outcome, no regrets. Glad I was on this path. And I am glad that I can look back at even some of the rough times and still think fondly about certain instances, and still be able to listen to certain songs and look back with perfect memory upon why I think I opted to go ahead and do Earth. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.